Hi again, everybody, and welcome into the Wiffle Wednesday live chat, episode 38. Today is August 26, 2026, and the Guardians are on a 6-game win streak. I plan on talking about the Topps Gold Store, the Topps Gold Challenge that I've put myself up to. A bad week, the worst weekend of buying I've ever had, where I was able to I had free reign. I didn't have 1 hour in the morning that I could go buy or whatever. I had a wide open weekend and I couldn't buy anything. And then, that directly correlated to Whatnot, a terrible Whatnot show. But I'm excited for both the rest of this month and all of September. So I think the best days are ahead, at least for this baseball season. And I'm excited to see where things go. So first up, the Guardians and the American League wildcard race and the shirt that has a big neck. So the Guardians currently are the third wildcard team. And I was just looking at the standings. I have them up. The Orioles are only 2.5 out of the wild card. If they make the playoffs, if they somehow get that third wild card, it would be the Rays, Yankees, Red Sox, and Orioles in the playoffs. So 4 AL East teams. And the team that doesn't make it in this scenario would be the team that just went to the World Series. So I said at the beginning of the year that the AL East was going to be one of these just brutal divisions, one of the best in history. I mean, the Yankees and Red Sox run differential. Yankees plus 98, Red Sox plus 105. So not only are these teams just winning, period, they're also beating up on other teams. So it's very interesting that this AL East could, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think the Orioles can do it. Could have 4 teams in the playoffs, and that would be really cool. The Guardians, 6 in a row. I had just about given up, kind of like last year, but I still don't think they have the same abilities to get back or win 15 in a row like they did last year. But what do I know? I mean, they made some changes at the deadline. Joe Adell seems to be a good fit in this lineup for now. I know he's a very streaky hitter, but so far he's doing well. Jose Ramirez, huge game last night. Still working back from that hamate injury. He even admitted last night after a 3-double, 5 RBI game that he's not 100%. So I'm happy to have him in the lineup. I would say 60% of Jose Ramirez is better than anyone else they could put in that spot. The only change I'd make if I was building the Guardians lineup is calling up Ralphie Velazquez from the minors. He had 16 home runs in his last 20 games. I mean, that's historical pace. And one thing I learned yesterday I shouldn't say I learned it yesterday. I knew that this existed, but the baseball that they use in AAA and the major leagues is the same. The seams and everything, the baseball is constructed the same way. The ball, I agree. I think Ralphie will be here in 2028, but I would make the change today, off day tomorrow, have him up, and then Friday, the I shouldn't say the home opener, but a big home series against the Royals, have him start Friday night and finish the last 28 games of the season with the big league team and wing it. If he is going to make the 40-man to start next year, so be it. Move him now. Move him up to the big league now and, make a run at the playoffs. If they somehow sneak in, they have the kind of staff that can win you a couple of games. Gavin Williams got beat up last night, so I don't want to call Gavin a surefire game 1 starter guaranteed win, because that's not how things work. But him and Parker Messick are a really good 1-2 punch that can win you a series. I like Cade Smith at the end. Of course, Zabrowski's good. Craig Yoho had a good outing last night. So they have the makings of a team that will just be feisty in the playoffs. You could say that about every playoff team, though. There's a reason they're fighting for a playoff spot. I also think the Guardians can catch the White Sox. White Sox lineup is good. I don't love their bullpen. I use a label printer that has the stickers. Can I just put it on the screen? Yeah. Dymo Label Writer 4XL. I will tell you this. If you sell cards on the internet, you should commit to a label printer right now. It is the most amount of time you can save. If you sell more than 10 cards per week, there is no better way to save time than to get a label printer. It is my absolute number one recommendation. Even if you ask me, like, what are the things within your business that have made you like scale up? Aside from the feed scanner and how quick I can scan cards, the label printer is number 2 on the list. So get it now. Stop thinking about it. I don't care if it's $80, $120. It pays for itself in time within a couple weeks. Again, 10 items a week or more, move on to the label printer. It's a no doubter. And also I bought 2, one for myself. I bought this Dymo. We're going on 10 years. It's still kicking. I bought one for my brother because he would print sometimes for our breaks. And I'm trying to think. I bought a second one to have on hand in case the one breaks. You always have to have backups. I have so many printer papers on here. I want to say the Rollo 6x4 printer. I've purchased 2 of them. I purchased one March 11th of 2025. It's still sitting in my closet in case this one breaks. Got to have it. The new one is $199.99, $200. I would do it. James, thank you for putting get a label printer. I don't know why I waited either. I don't know why anyone has waited for a label printer, myself included. My brother, who I have 3 brothers, the brother who sells on eBay full time, told me to get a label printer probably a year and a half before I did it. I had it for about 6 minutes. I was like, I'm an idiot. This is the let's watch the best live streamer. I appreciate you, Brandon. This is again, just like the biggest time saver I've ever had. I wish I would have done it the day I started selling online. So if you are legitimately thinking about it, do it, please. And if it's out of your price range, out of your budget, find a way to put it into your budget. If you want to set aside $1 for your next 200 sales, whatever it takes, find a way to make this part of your budget because it will buy back your time. And in the whole grand scheme of life, buying back time is what we're all trying to accomplish. So do that immediately. I do have a link. Do I have a link in this description? I might have a link in the description to that Rollo printer even. If it's not directly to that, my Amazon storefront should have it. So if you just click on the Amazon link down there. So yes, buy it. This was not supposed to be an ad or anything like that. But hey, we're trying to make a little bit of money online. I will admit that. I'm trying to build the social media channels any way I can. Yeah, you can get label printers for less. I'm just saying the Rollo that my brother uses and that I have on hand are $200. There are cheaper ones. You can also get Bluetooth ones that you can print from your phone. So even if you don't have a computer, you can get a Bluetooth label printer, print from your phone, and do it that way. The scanners, the Fujitsu 8170, which is now owned by Ricoh, that's a completely different number. I think I bought mine new for $1,000. At the time, it felt like a huge investment, and it was, but it also, I went from 2,000 listings, which took me 7 years on eBay, to 50,000 listings in 2 years. Now, that is, like having a card listed on eBay is not that big of an accomplishment. Having that many cards listing on eBay isn't a big accomplishment, but it allowed me to expand the business. So when I was doing case breaks, I was trying to sell sets and then I would list like the top rookies or whatever. When I was doing case breaks of a brand new product with this scanner, I could list every single card from a brand new product the day the product came out. Every single base card, insert, hit, everything, all of that listed within the day of release. So I would call it 6 to 8 hours. On some of those top sets, it's probably 8 hours. Every single card with all details filled in, like it's maxed out to how much I could actually list and sell from that. That is a big deal. It did change how I sell things and my ability to just turn over. I remember 2023 Stadium Club. I ended up doing 2 cases, and Stadium Club base, and specifically the retired players from Stadium Club, they just have like a premium. They sell, everyone buys them. I sold over 300 items the night I listed Stadium Club. So the next day I spent shipping the entire day, but it was well worth it. So the scanner itself, I think it's actually less now. It's probably 600 to 800. But again, change the trajectory of my business. I would recommend it if you can budget for it, if you can plan for it. Don't buy it and expect to just like immediately make your money back. You need to have the inventory to run through it, a lot of inventory, a plan on how to list it, and again, just like attacking it. So don't buy it to buy it with a plan. That's the best advice I can give you. Buy it with a plan. One of my biggest weaknesses as a seller is 100% buying not too much inventory, but buying really good inventory and then sitting on it. I don't know why I did it. I don't know why I do it, but it still happens to this day. I said it's one of the biggest mistakes I've made. I made a 2 years as a full-time reseller video, and the biggest mistake you can make is buying inventory and not selling it. So have a plan for it before you list it. Don't just buy a scanner or inventory. Like I said, I still struggle with it. But this weekend, the Bluetooth printers, okay, I don't have experience using a Bluetooth. I believe J-Back, who's not in the chat today, he normally is, he does have or had one, and he said it worked well. So the Bluetooth printer, I check the reviews on them, do a little bit of research. I personally don't have one, so I can't tell you for sure. I do everything from my laptop, so I've never needed one. But if I was traveling, that's something I would get, which is something I wanted to. I would love to do a traveling whatnot show where I go across the country, hit up a different section of the country for card shows on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then do whatnot shows from my van, my traveling van, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, ship it all out on the day. If Tuesday show, ship Wednesday, Thursday show, ship Thursday, Wednesday show. You get what I'm saying. Ship the next day, but ship over 3 days and then go out and do it again, travel around. I think that'd be fun. I also think it'd make really good content. I'm trying to force the content a little bit. If it comes off as a little too much or like I'm just spamming, I'm sorry. I heard a quote the other day and I don't believe it, but it sparked something in me. It said, if you post a video every day, you'll never have to worry about money. And that seems like a little ridiculous, but in that same breath, it kind of sparked something in me. I've been posting not regularly for not probably 10 months now. And I've noticed increase in views and things like that, both on all the platforms and then also within my selling platforms, eBay and whatnot, because people find me online, then they find me on the selling platforms and things increase. So I don't think making money from content will ever be enough to replace my income. I do think it could make a dent in one of my bills. Like I could potentially make enough to cover electric for the month or something like that. But I just found that really inspiring. And again, I don't believe it to be 100% true, but the idea behind it, if I did try and post every single day, even for a year, what does it look like at the end of that year? I make zero money off of social media right now. I'm trying to get the YouTube monetized again. It used to be monetized, then I fell out of it because I wasn't posting. I don't make any money on any of the short form, no TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, none of that stuff makes me any money. I have the affiliate links at the bottom, which anyone can sign up for affiliate links. You don't have to have any type of social media following. I would say on Amazon so far, I've been an Amazon affiliate for 3-ish years. I've made $0. I do have pending payouts from 2.5 years ago for like $4. I sent a link to someone sometime and they purchased something. So there's an ability to make money through Amazon affiliate, but I haven't done it yet because you have to reach a certain threshold before they send a payout. So I have 0 payouts from Amazon. I have actually received a payout from eBay partners, the eBay links, but they just recently changed that to their payouts are much lower. So, excuse me. As a content creator, my actual money made from making videos is probably $136. I would guess that's the lifetime payout from my eBay affiliate. And that's it. No brand deals. I was offered a brand deal very early on when I started making videos again. And I actually started making the video. And as I was making it, I didn't like both the time commitment for what I was about to make and the outcome of the video. So I was just starting on making or just starting with the printer and talking about like how I was building up my eBay store. And I felt like I was going to create competition. And what I kind of underestimated is how hard I was going to push. So I didn't want to give away the secrets, but that's so ridiculous. The amount of cards that exist both in sports cards and TCG, there's nothing you can do to stop competition. All you can do is better yourself, be better, sell better, buy better, all those things. So I didn't realize that 2 years ago. Now that I've learned a little bit more and I've pushed myself to be a better reseller, I think I could open that door again to making content about like how I actually build everything, which is what that Topps Gold Challenge is. I'm building the Topps eBay store. I'm talking about how I'm doing it, both how I source, how I list, how I scan, how I'm creating price buckets and things like that. So I will continue to like make that challenge and make content about selling, because there is enough cards to go around. There's enough money to go around. My main goal is to teach. I want to teach people how to do the things I do. I also want to create a community of people that push me to be better. I want to find other buyers and sellers that are doing the same thing, that are trying to make more money, make better decisions, sell better cards. And I want to soak up their knowledge too. So this is all about the community building and hopefully pushing myself to a little bit further. And, I'll put it out there. I'm making this Wiffle Wednesday live chat. To me, this is my podcast like format. It's not technically a podcast because I don't upload it anywhere. It's more of a video podcast. But I would like to make a podcast with another co-host. The biggest issue that I've always run into is no one else has the time or the knowledge. So someone might have the time to do it, but they don't have the knowledge that I want them to have. Someone might have the knowledge to do it, but they don't have the time that I want them to have. So I would like to grow this into more than what it is. And yes, everyone has a podcast, but I like talking about this. I like bouncing ideas. That's kind of like how all of this, I think I would like to work. I'd like the chat to be interactive so I can bounce ideas off you guys. You can bounce ideas off me. Nice Bryson stock cards. I did pick up a gold refractor rookie yesterday, but it's actually for a future Whatnot show. This hat, I like it because of the colors, because it's awesome. But I also like baseball so much that I buy hats for everybody except the Twins. I have a rotation of anywhere from 3 to 6 hats at all times. And the reason that I will stop wearing them is because they will get the sweat mark. I'm a sweater, so I will sweat these out and then just replace it with a new team. Right now, the rotation is Guardians, Phillies, Marlins. That might be the only 3 MLB teams. I have a couple like work hats that I also work in. Yeah, I rotate the hats when I think they're cool. They look good color-wise. A few hundred old cards. When you say you have a few hundred old cards coming to you soon, old as in 1990s old? Old as in 1960s old? I don't know. Listen, I do try and hustle hard, but I also sweat because I've always sweat. That is it's one of my favorite pastimes. I've always been a guy that sweats a lot. So I just keep the hats in rotation. And once that sweat mark comes up, the hat goes. I like briefly scratched the surface, but worst buying weekend ever. I have a little show. Oh, the shoebox that I already have. Right. I have a little show near me. It was about an hour, 30 table show. And it's a show I've actually been to before. They changed the locations. But I went to it, and the show itself was very small. I knew that going in. It started an hour before another show. So I was like, all right, let me pop in here. Let's see what kind of deals I can work out. I found a guy who has a lot of the things I like. A lot of new baseball, some cool inserts, the right players. I made a stack of probably 40 cards from his like value boxes. I say value boxes. I don't know what those values were. Nothing on his table was priced. So I made that stack and I was like, hey man, I'm interested in these cards. I would love it if you could work up a price for me. And I would like to just buy all these cards. It's like, all right, let me take a look and I'll get your number. In the meantime, he was trying to sell other cards to other people, and I understand that. And people were coming up to his table. Again, small show, so anyone that was in there was seeing his table within a few minutes. So I made that stack. I walked around the entire show. Again, a 30-table show. I went through some value boxes, looked up some stuff in other people's showcases. Probably, I would say it was about 15 minutes of a walk around. And I came back to the table. The cards were still there. I was like, hey, man, you got a chance to price those? I would love to buy them. And he's like, look, I'll get to it. I was like, all right, just so you know, I like some other stuff in the showcase too. Again, nothing in the showcase was priced. I pointed out, I think 6 total cards. I was like, I'm interested in all these. And the thing that he said to me caught me off guard. He's like, are you going to try and beat me up at 90%? And I was so blown away that he was like asking me about pricing when none of his stuff was priced. And I was just like, I mean, the exact quote I said was, "I'm just trying to buy cards at a card show." It was like I was offending him by trying to buy the cards. And I had not asked about any, or had not specifically asked about any price on per card. I just told him I like the stuff. I would love pricing on it, and it seemed to offend him somehow. So, he pulled those cards off to the side. I was like, all right, I would love a price on the whole stack. He's like, all right, let me get to it. I walked around the show again. I was like, all right, let me check value boxes that I missed. Maybe let me check some football stuff so I can learn a little bit about football. And I walked around. This was way less time, probably 5 minutes. I came back. I was like, hey, man, just like I would love to get a price on that stuff. I know you have other things going on, but if you can get to it, I'd appreciate it. I sat down at a chair next to his table, and I set a timer on my phone for 15 minutes. That 15 minutes went off, and the cards had not moved. He had not touched the cards. I was like, all right, I got to go. I just walked out. That is the first card show I've ever been to that I did not purchase a single card. That stack of cards was perfect for me. It was right up my alley. He could have thrown me just about any number, and I would have just paid it. If he would have quoted every single last sale on eBay and said that was the price of those cards, I probably would have paid for it. It was very interesting stuff, brand new stuff that would work well on Whatnot. And it would have just been like a really good start to the day. Instead, I left that show with nothing. I arrived to a second show 30 minutes later than I wanted to. And that show was TCG. There was maybe 10 tables of sports cards. I picked through every single box that they had. I touched every card I could find. I ended up buying 45 cards, maybe. Again, just like 1/100th of what I'd really like to buy. And I went home, and that back-to-back shows where I couldn't buy anything, and then there wasn't anything to buy. I was set up for a bad weekend, and I was going to cancel the Sunday Whatnot show, and I still ran it. And the reason I ran it is because I had a ton of bookmarks. Sunday night is my night for selling on Whatnot. A lot of people are at that show regularly. They watch that show regularly, so I wanted to be there. And it didn't go well. And I knew it wouldn't go well because I didn't have fresh inventory. I didn't have the players that people were going to request. I had still 300 to 400 cards of stuff that I had previously had. But the reason those cards are still there is because no one has requested the players within those boxes or within the teams. So I keep building that box because I think I'm buying cool cards. Sometimes I'll take a few out if they've been in there for a couple months and I don't like or I just don't expect to sell them, or I don't want to run them at $1. If I keep skipping the same cards, I just pull them out of the box. There may have been a time a player was hot, or he was requested one time, so I put it in my brain, bought him the next time I was out, and then that person was never requested again. That's something that happens a lot. But with that mix of 300 to 400 cards of older inventory, plus not enough new cards, it was a bad Sunday for me, and I regretted running that show, but motivated me for this week. I've already been to 4 card shops. I've purchased a decent amount of cards, probably 85 for Whatnot for the regular shows, and then another 12 for the autograph show. I'm doing an autograph only show on Saturday, and then I picked up 24 gold refractors. I'm doing a gold refractor only show. I think it's going to be September 11th or 12th. That's a Friday or Saturday. Saturday would be best. I would like to keep it on Saturday. So I am going to try and get that going or scheduled. I shouldn't say going. I'm trying to get it scheduled because I already have 80 gold refractors set aside for that show. The price range is anywhere from $2 to $80. I picked up a nice Tatis gold refractor auto for $80 the other day. That's going to be kind of one of the headliners. Tatis is on an absolute heater. That whole Padres lineup, well, I shouldn't say the whole Padres lineup. Tatis and Jackson Merrill in particular are tied in OPS since the All-Star break. Something happened with 3 days off for those guys where they just locked in, and that Padres lineup has been pretty good lately. So autograph only show this Saturday, which should be fun. It's a mix of cool $5, $10, $20 autographs along with a couple $40 bangers and leftovers. I don't like to call them that, but I've purchased in the last 2 months, I purchased 2 collections that had a bunch of autographs in there. I've pulled out some of the valuable stuff. Some of it's still in there. Some of it is Bowman names that I don't immediately recognize, but I know have some value. I'm trying to think. There was a prospect for the Yankees who was traded from the Yankees to maybe the Marlins. I recognize his name, and I know I have a couple of his autographs in there. So stuff like that, where I know that they have some value. Do I think it's worth my time to pull it out, list it on eBay, or pull it out and put it in the regular whatnot box? Probably not. I think an autograph only show helps me clear out some inventory, add some cool stuff to people's collections, and hopefully make that like a once every 2 month show. I liked the themed shows on Whatnot. I've wanted to do Gold Refractor Friday or Gold Refractor Show since I started the channel. When I say the channel, I mean the Whatnot channel. I always thought themed shows would be really cool. I did the Silver Pack shows. Those had a little bit of intrigue. I wouldn't say they went as well as I'd hope they did. But the player themed shows, both Vlad, Witt, and Judge, all 4 of those shows have done better than I expected every time. So the themed shows, whether it's a parallel, whether it's a certain type of card or a player, I think I'm going to try and bring those back once every 2 weeks, once a month, and then work in a consignment show every other week. I have 2 consignment deals coming in. So my plan for September, and when I'm talking about I'm excited for September, I think I put it on the thumbnail. I'm going to try and move from 2 days a week to 3 days a week, where the third show is something very particular and very different from my other 2 shows. And then if that goes well, progress to 4 shows a week, with one of those hopefully moving to Whatnot or to eBay Live. There is an offer on my thing. They said it'll apply. I would like to do that, but I don't want to apply and not be ready to run a show. I want to build up the inventory. So I said I went to 4 card shops this week. I focused on very in-demand players, higher dollar stuff. When I say higher dollar, I mean instead of $5 and $10 stuff, I progressed to $20 to $40 stuff. So I did pick up a decent amount of cool cards, parallels of the hot rookies right now. And I'm just excited to continue to build kind of the backlog of inventory. So if I do decide to upgrade to a third show of fresh inventory, I will have a little bit of backlog of stuff. And also, I just need to plan for shows better. I need to plan my travels a little further in the future. I'm doing it on a week by week basis. And last week that came to bite me. If I had planned better, I probably would have been in Lansing, Michigan on Saturday. The reason I didn't end up going, I think it's 3.5 hours away. There's a Lansing mall show. It's 300 tables supposedly, and it's about 60-40 sports to TCG. So that's important. But I had something to do Saturday night. Brandon, as you know, it was the home run derby for our league. I said I wanted to go. I said I was going to go, and ended up getting rained out anyway. Probably could have skipped going, but it's something that is cool for our league. I want to support the baseball side of our league as much as I can. So I decided not to go to Lansing, did the 2 local shows, had a tough buying weekend. And yes, the home run derby ended up getting rained out because it was very wet. So this weekend I do have plans to go to a show Friday and Saturday. We'll see Sunday. Friday is going to be in Pittsburgh. I had this, there's someone who makes the postings in our Ohio Sports Card Show and on Beckett for the local card shows made a mistake, and I thought there was a local show on Friday at Great Northern Mall, which I would love to go to. It's actually the following weekend, and this weekend this Friday I'll probably end up in Pittsburgh. So Friday Pittsburgh, Saturday Newark, which is Columbus area, and then potentially I might hit a second show on Saturday in Newark and Newtown Mall. It's in my notes somewhere. I don't remember exactly. So try and hit a couple extra shows. And then I put on the thumbnail that I'm excited for September for one reason. It's baseball. It took 1 week for me to be like hyped about baseball again. Just Baseball Media put out their top 100 list for prospects, their updated top 100. I listened to that on the way home yesterday, and man, it just got me pumped. The Guardians are on a 6-game win streak. I'm looking at wild card and playoff scenarios, and it like, oh man, the hype for baseball for me, particular in the last month of the season, it feels like it's at an all-time high again. I feel like this workspace, I'm finally in the flow of things within this section. The Topps Gold parallels, selling on Whatnot, listing on eBay. I feel like I'm just kind of hitting my rhythm, and then I'm excited to make more content. I talked about that GoPro a bunch of times. I started watching videos on the things I need and how to set it up, and I ended up buying the proper SD card, the chest mount, the table mount, the hand stabilizer, SD card adapters, and I feel like that might be it. So I have everything to take the next step. Now, again, am I actually going to take that step? We'll see. And yeah, I just feel good about like buying and selling again. I don't know. I think I had the June, July, literal 2 months of just like getting into this place and talking about the summer slowdown. When you talk about like why things are holding you back, you're right. They do hold you back. So I'm trying to be thinking a little more positive, being a little more positive about the direction, things I think I can do, things I want to do, and hopefully growing the business a little bit. I picked up some really cool cards the last couple weeks. I just talked about this Kyle Leahy auto that I bought. I put it on a short form, but I've been watching CBS Fantasy Baseball pretty much 4 or 5 days a week since I started regularly doing fantasy, and they've been talking about Kyle Leahy nonstop. PSA 10 rookie auto blue refractor. That's a card that there are no sales on, but I think a raw blue refractor auto just sold for like $35. I bought that for $45 yesterday from a card shop. So someone that does this for a living, it's what they do. And this is my current offer. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. No, I don't think you see. The offer's for $150. So 45 to 150. In less than 24 hours, I bought that yesterday in Columbus, again, from a very prominent card shop. So feeling good about that one, and just feeling good, like energy-wise, about the things I am purchasing, the players I'm purchasing. I bought another football card yesterday, trying to dip myself into the football and basketball markets. It's harder than it looks. But yeah, that's kind of, I'm just feeling good. I'm excited. I have a baseball trip in October 21st. I leave for Arizona. In the next 2 months, essentially whatever this is, 55 days, I just feel like it is absolute go time. Floor or pedal to the metal, pedal to the floor, try and sprint. I did have some golf cards, but I actually gave them away. I'm trying to just sprint through this selling process and not like get through it, but like enjoy it, push myself to the next level to try and sell a little bit more. So, and also make more content, because I'm having fun with that again. The Topps Gold Challenge is making me think about video editing more. That's one thing that's always held me back. My fear of failure, my fear of making a bad video, my fear of not knowing how to do something. And now I'm forcing myself to learn. So if you guys have watched any of the short form about the Topps Gold Challenge, things I'm working on, obviously cuts, speeding things up, voiceovers, just the timing of everything. Some of the cuts are actually based on a word I say, and you guys may not recognize it, but it just lines up within the video a little bit better. So I'm trying to learn more things. I'm trying to make better content, trying to just make more content. And yeah, it's fun. I'm enjoying it. My brain is like racking more ideas about videos to make, how to make them, and things like that. So that part is also fun. But yeah, baseball cards are awesome. I like what I do. I appreciate you guys being here. I'm going to wrap it up here. 34 minutes. I feel good. 30 minutes is always my goal. Last week I went 52 minutes because there were a bunch of people in here. We were chatting. So appreciate you guys. If people do watch these videos and you have questions, or you want me to expand on ideas, put a comment on the video, text me, send me a message on any of the platforms. Be like, hey, I was just curious. Can you talk about this? Can you talk about this? So obviously, Bijan, I saw you talking about asking some questions in the chat. I really appreciate it. I love talking about the business and the things. I don't even know what to talk about in these videos. Sometimes I kind of do a weekly recap of things that are happening within the business, but that's not always informative to people. So if there's something you do want me to talk about more, or questions that you have, bring it on. I would love to just keep talking about it. So I appreciate you guys. I'll be back next Wednesday. I would I'm potentially thinking about making this 2 days a week, Sunday night or Monday morning, like a weekend recap, and then maybe I move Wednesday to Thursday or something along those lines, or just keep Wednesday the same. I might do another one of these. Like I said, Sunday night. I think that'd be really cool if I did Sunday night and I did a business recap where I talk about all of the cards I purchased. So let's say I bought 450 cards this week. I sold 280. My profit margin or my loss, whatever it is, because sometimes on a week-to-week basis, you spend more than you bring in. Where's my thing? There we go. So yeah, I mean, from probably August 14th to August 26th today, I didn't really spend that much because there just wasn't that much to buy. But the 2 shows before that, on a single Saturday, I spent over $2,800. So sometimes that's just how the money flows. But again, I appreciate you guys. I'll be back next Wednesday at the very least. Chat a little more baseball cards in the business. I appreciate you guys. We'll see you next time.